of the lymph node are divided into two portions. The outer portion of the lymph node is called cortex, and the middle portion is
Medulla.
Now, the medulla is called medulla, which is Latin for soft, because as you can notice, I am pointing out the medulla of the lymph node. There are a lot of spaces present in the medulla. Thus, the soft consistency of the medulla is compared to the cortex, which is filled with cells. So those cells pointed are actually the lymphocytes. And to that, that's na yan, are the nuclei of the lymphocytes. Now, we will begin the characterization of the components of the cortex. Now, how do you call the pointed structure covering the tissues of the lymph node? The capsule. Okay? Let's zoom into the characteristics of the capsule. Okay, that's the capsule. What type of connective tissue is composing the capsule? Tapos na kayo sa connective tissues? Dense and regular connective tissue. And then as you can notice, okay, palit tayo sa low power objective view. As you can notice, there is a space immediately underneath the capsule. How do you call those spaces inside the lymph nodes? Sinuses. So, because of the location of that sinus, it is called, it is immediately underneath the capsule,
Subcapsular.
the subcapsular sinus, or another name for the subcapsular is the marginal sinus. Now, majority of the areas of the lymph nodes are composed of lymphocytes. As mentioned a while ago, yung mga cells na nakapoint, they are the lymphocytes. However, present in the sinuses are another type of white blood cell, which is the, what are the cells present in the sinuses of the lymph nodes? The macrophages in the lymph nodes, which are specifically called histiocytes. Okay. What are the two types of lymphatic vessels that are associated with the lymph nodes? Okay, which one is entering the lymph node? Afferent. And then the vessel leaving the lymph node? Efferent. Where do the afferent lymph nodes enter? At the capsular sinus. So those are the afferent lymph nodes. Madaming afferent lymph nodes. So nagko-collect sila ng fluid from the organs. And then the function of our lymph nodes is parang synonymous with the security guard. So they will filter whatever lymph fluid that is passing through them, the lymph nodes. So that kung mayroong microorganisms that are carried in the lymphatic fluid that are being delivered by the afferent lymphatic vessels to the lymph nodes, the microorganisms will be immediately met and phagocytosed by the macrophages in the subcapsular sinus. Okay, that's the significance of the presence of the macrophages in the subcapsular sinus. So, or the lymph node histiocytes. And then, the cortex has a thinner consistency, harder consistency as compared to the medulla, because it is almost completely filled with the lymphocytes. And then many of the lymphocytes are forming those circular to oval structures. Well, how do you call those structures pointed?
Terminal centers.
Lymphoid nodules or lymphoid follicles.
Yes.
Lymphoid nodules or lymphoid follicles. And then, the central area of each lymphoid follicle is a large, light-colored area. What is the specific name of that area?
Terminal center.
Terminal center. It will now be your assignment to know what type of lymphocytes are composing Ano?
T lymphocytes.
So that will be your assignment. And then what type of lymphocytes are present that in the pointed area? Okay.
Okay.
And then, so those are the features of the cortex of the lymph node. The capsule, and then the subcapsular sinus, and then the lymphoid follicles. And then in the medulla, you will be able to see numerous and anastomosing sinuses. Specifically, because of their location, those sinuses are called the medullary sinuses. And then aside from the sinuses, you will also be able to see blood vessels, imparting more softer, adding to the soft consistency of the medulla, because still present in the blood vessels is blood, which is fluid. So unlike sa cortex na puno siya ng cells. And then, similar with the cortex, the medulla also contains lymphocytes. Those pointed, dark-colored areas are composed actually of lymphocytes. So these aggregates of lymphocytes are specifically called by what name?
Medullary cords.
Okay, medullary cords of lymphocytes. Dapat yan. Shorten na yung name, the medullary cords. And then how do you call those cells pointed? Saan sila located?
So sinuses.
Sinuses. So that they should be
Sinusites.
histiocytes.
Sinusites. Sorry.
Those are the macrophages. Those are the lymphocytes in the medullary cord. How do you call that portion of the lymph node where the efferent vessel leaves the lymph node and the lymphatic vessels enter?
Hilum.
The hilum. Unfortunately,
Walang hilum.
okay? Mayroong mga blood vessels entering the tissue. All the tissues of the lymph node. That should be the hilum, that entire thing. Okay? Hilum, and then the cortex, which is showing us lymphoid. Pangalan sa naka-outline ng mga structures. Naka-point ng mga structures. Okay,
Lymph
lymphoid
nodes.
follicles. How about that portion? Pointed.
Subcapsular.
Okay, those are the structures which you should be familiar with in this slide.
Capsular. Something.
Next organ
Sub.
is the tonsil. So picture out first the appearance of the cortex of the lymph node. What are the structures present in the cortex composing the cortex? Lymphoid? Lymphoid follicles. Okay? So same follicles will be seen also in the tonsils. Those are lymphoid follicles. What is the name of the central lightly colored area?
Germinal center.
Germinal centers. Now, one difference will come in the fact that the tonsil is covered by that type of epithelium which is absent in the lymph node. What type of epithelium is that? Ano? Ano ba yung sa epithelial tissues?
Certified squamous.
Pa rin.
Hindi.
Non-keratinizing.
Stratified squamous.
Kompleto na kayo dapat. Kasi automatic definition. The epithelial tissues. So that epithelium is
Non-keratinizing
not present
stratified squamous.
in the lymph nodes. Although the cortex of the lymph node will look almost very similar with that of the histology of the tonsils. And then another difference will come in the absence of the sinus. So walang sa capsular sinus sa tonsils. Have you seen your tonsils already?
Yes.
Okay, they are located in the posterior portion of the oral cavity. So yung nakakover ng elevations ng tonsils yan, epithelium na yan. Stratified squamous epithelium. And then, the epithelium invaginates into the tissues of the tonsils. What is the specific name of these invaginations?
Trabeculae?
Anong specific name for the invaginations? Okay, so that will be your assignment. Hindi naman spoon feeding lahat. Now, the free surface of the tonsil is covered by stratified squamous epithelium. Yung namang naka-attach sa likod ng tonsils, that portion is covered by a capsule. So one side is covered by stratified squamous non-keratinizing epithelium, and then the other side is covered by the capsule of the tonsil. What type of connective tissue is composing the capsule of the tonsil?
Areolar.
Dense irregular pa rin
That's
yan.
rare.
Identify the pointed portion.
Lymph.
Okay, germinal center of the lymphoid follicle. Same banana then, germinal center of the lymphoid follicle. So those are the structures which you should be able to identify for this slide. The tonsil. Okay? Ngayon, punta tayo sa spleen. What are the two portions of the spleen?
Red and white pulp.
Okay, red pulp and
White pulp.
white pulp. So we will begin characterizing the white pulp. Now, can you still remember the appearance of the lymphoid follicles?
Yes.
Okay. So, the white pulps, they are called white pulps because they are composed of white blood cells. Lymphoid follicles pa rin ang mga white pulps, minus the germinal center. Okay? And then, always associated with every white pulp is a blood vessel which is specifically called
Central artery.
central arteriole. Okay? That's one white pulp, that is another white pulp. That is the central arteriole, and then that is the central arteriole of that white pulp. Now, it must be emphasized that although it is called the central arteriole, it is not always centrally located in the white pulp. However, it is always associated and present in every white pulp. So that is another white pulp with a small central arteriole. This is a white pulp with a bigger central arteriole. And then, the red pulp, the spleen actually is composed of red pulp minus white pulp. So that all tissues outside of the white pulp are the red pulp. Or is the red pulp. So yung areas na yan na walang white pulp, yan ang red pulp. So tinawag siyang red because of the presence of the blood cells. Specifically the red blood cells. The blood cells in the red pulp are present in what type of blood vessel?
Artery.
Uy, ano pa rin na-discuss niyo sa lecture?
La.
Ang klaseng blood vessels ang present in the red pulp. Ang baka na-erase lang ng anatomy ninyo yung lecture.
Arteries?